Okay. Hello and thank you for coming. Hope you've had an amazing experience at FloorCon so far. Bit of a background on me. I'm the Director of Visualization at Broadloom. I've been providing visualization technology to the flooring industry for more than a decade now. And until recently, mainly focused in the UK, directly working with over 50 manufacturers and over 200 independent flooring retailers like yourselves. Working with the likes of Amtico, who are owned by Mannington, companies like you maybe not have heard of Harvey Maria, Brinton's in the carpets world in the UK, to name but a few. I've also helped some of the world's largest brands improve their digital media strategy as well. So our team have a history of success when it comes to producing simple and effective solutions. And in the last 10 years, we've won several industry awards for our in-store and online applications. But rest assured, we're not slowing down. There's still more to achieve. So what I wanted to do is like a short history of visualization in the flooring industry so far, because we know visualizing something you don't yet have is not easy. Okay, and specific research that I've done with a company some years back into the wall and flooring sector reveals that over 50% of your customers cannot use their imagination to visualize their room with a new floor fitted. So what I thought I'd start with is the very basic level here, which is product samples, the original visualization tool. So customers would take home the small swatch and try to imagine their floor from the best one plank, and most likely have many planks taken from many different dealers, no labels on them, didn't know where they got it from, and then they'd have paint on the wall, and you just say things were starting to get a bit messy and very confusing. So we then move on to manufacturer catalogues. So manufacturer catalogues, yeah, these are great. They've got aspirational photographs in there of floors across the whole floor, but didn't really relate to the customer's own rooms. But it was, and still today, catalogues and product samples are used, and that's great. It's all part of the visualization process. And then you move on to CAD visualization tools. And these tools were kind of expensive to own. You had to have someone specially trained to use them, time sapping, and they're more of a design tool now, much more of a design tool. And there was one instance where a company offered this as an online solution, where you'd send a photograph in and they send it away, and you wait 24 hours for them to send it back to you with the floor area cut out, and you could then try the different floors from that manufacturer's in there, and they'd actually charge you for that. Now, needless to say, that didn't last very long. That didn't last long at all. So without the digital tools to help, the majority of customers would just go for what I call the vanilla choice. So in the carpets, they'd be looking at beige and grey carpets. Then you'd be looking at your light, your medium, or your dark oak, hard surface. And manufacturers would struggle to sell different, more adventurous products. So both required a solution to the problem. And then the world changed forever. Mr. Jobs came up with something. And the pivotal moment was the development of the iPhone in 2007. And visualization of products in people's handheld devices was to start. Now your customers had a device that gave them access to the internet pretty much anywhere and at any time. The digital marketplace had evolved, applications started to be developed, and manufacturers and retailers seized the opportunity. Websites were now the digital shopfront, as we know. So moving forward from 2007, we started to see faster internet in most places, increasingly powerful devices, and a growing tech-savvy audience who demand quick, simple software applications, apps that are truthful, give clarity, and are relevant. So where does that leave us today? Well, consumers are demanding to be engaged with before making that buying decision, and that includes flooring consumers. But it's got to be done correctly. It's just throwing loads of tech in a store, building a website that you can't navigate very easily. Yeah, there's plenty of people who have tried and done that. It hasn't really worked. And I can give you a good example of this, where a high-end LVT company in the UK approached us. They wanted to engage in-store with a visualizer with their customers. And they tried it. They put a touchscreen system in a desk, a bit like this, and they had this huge 84-inch screen on the right-hand side, and they connected to their internet. Now, flooring retailers that they were using, the internet wasn't great, they didn't really need it, so it was a bit flaky, the connection would break down, the channel on the monitor wasn't always the correct one, and customers just weren't interested, it wasn't working for them. So they approached us and they said, well, how do we solve this? So we were already working on some software at the time, and we customized that, and they said, we've got 3 months to get this done, can you do 50 dealers out of the top 100? So we did. We developed the software for them. We put 50 dealers worth, we put into their top 100 sites. We put in the in-store kiosk, the 55-inch that you see here today, where customers could send a photo to the screen by email, or they could take a USB drive in, bring a photo of their room in, and the RSA, or the colleague as I call them, would stand with the customer and they cut the floor area out. That was the way it was done then. But they loved it. And we were so surprised when they looked at the sales uplift. For these 50 sites against the 50 sites that didn't have it, there was a 300%, just on average, uplift of sales where this was in place. We thought it would be good, but 300% exceeded all our expectations. And needless to say, most of the 100 systems have now, 100 sites have got this system in place. So it's just an example if you have to do it right. It's not just about engaging anything, just throwing technology in for technology's sake. You have to be talking, you have to know what the customer wants and how the technology is going to work for them. And there's other people doing this stuff as well. Sephora it's becoming commonplace for people to use these kind of applications. So Sephora for the makeup side, not something I personally use, but people may use it in here. Warby Parker, this is new to me from the UK. We've got a Specsavers, similar system to this. But yeah, very popular for using this, trying your glasses on before you actually make that purchase virtually. Yeah, very good system. Wayfair, again, it's in the UK as well. So this is augmented reality for product placement, commonplace now. To do stuff like this. IKEA have been doing this for a while now. So yeah, people are becoming very familiar with these applications. So that moves me on to the FloorForce Visualizer. What is it and how to use it to drive customer engagement? So we acknowledge that you pride yourself on trust, honesty, giving the best service, the best advice, and a great selection of products. That's why we want to give you the best digital tools. The Visualizer is an integral part of the digital tools to help boost your sales and retain customers. So your Visualizer, the Broadloom Visualizer, is proprietary software and is only available on the Broadloom range of visualization products. You won't see it anywhere else. Totally unique to you guys. We have a dedicated in-house team that cover development, administration, and the management. And also, we welcome your feedback. We welcome your feedback to advance what we're doing, because it's a tool that your customers are going to be using. You're closer to them than we are in most cases. So any feedback we do welcome, and we'll put that into the pot, and we'll see what we can do. Excellent. And each and every Broadloom dealer has visualization tools included somewhere in their package. And there are other options available for the premium customers, FSU customers, so there are other options, but at the moment everybody would have visualization in some form in their package. So what we see here is the product description page viz. So this has got the direct product. You go straight from the search results page to the product, and you get sibling products on that as well. Fully dynamic, works mobile, desktop, tablet. So how does it work? Well, probably know a lot of this, but I'll go through it anyway. I think it's worthwhile. It's embedded in your website. You don't navigate away when you go to visualize a product. It stays on your website, as it should be. We use artificial intelligence software to locate and cut the floor area, and you'll always have the latest tech. That's for sure. We're always looking at where we can go next, and the machine learning that we're doing, so it's always going to be the latest technology that you're going to be using. The products that are in your visualizer are relevant. Our visualizer only shows the products that you sell, which is as it should do. And we're adding new products each month. I get this question a lot, but we're going to be up to almost 10,000 individual SKUs by the end of 2021. And we will do more, and we need manufacturers to be more on board with this. And they have been getting more on board, and we have been getting better imagery from them. A lot of the time we just say, can't use that. So in some ways I could ask you to help with that, because you could talk to the manufacturers, because there's a lot of manufacturers out there. And you can encourage them to give us better photography, better imagery, because we only use real images here. There's no CGI. It's all real carpet products, real planks, even hardwood, LVT, tiles. It's all real products that we use. Another thing we're quite like to talk about on this is that it's super fast. We think we're the fastest. When you're uploading a photo and it gets cut out in the cloud, we think it takes on average just under 3 seconds, and we're particularly proud of that. We know people want things to be quick. That's the way of the world now. So we've worked really hard to make that process very, very quick. Yeah. Yeah, so is it effective, and how will it boost your sales is the next thing. So the PDP visualizer was launched in January of this year. And we've been very impressed with performance, and figures of using are rising month on month. So I checked end of October, so 9-10 months in, and we're getting over 1 million loads of the visualizer and over 3 million events. We've got nearly 100,000 photos uploaded. And the great thing about that, we use those photos, we recycle those, if you like, where we can, and we put them back into the training of the tool. Okay? And those photos are of flooring. They're really useful photographs. When we first did the machine learning for this product, we had to take a data set of images, and they weren't always off the floor, but there was just enough of a floor. But now we're getting proper, really good images. So all the time, the tool will be improving with how it cuts it out, cuts the floor out. And customers are going to spend 5 times longer on your website when using a visualizer than we're not. 5 times. So not 2 minutes, 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, 50 minutes on your website using a visualizer. And we know this. We know this from the data that we collect. They're going to look at 4 more product pages than they would do with a visualizer than they would do without the visualizer. And you're going to get 100% more leads when using the visualizer. That's double the leads. So how do you gain from this? How do you take this and use it to help you boost your sales again? Well, you need to shout about it. You need to get the RSAs to talk about it more. You need to use your social media channels. Talk about it on Facebook if you can. I've seen that quite a bit, and that does work. Put it on your email signature, a link to the visualizer, and encourage the RSAs on the phone to just talk about using the visualizer. There's some key points there to take. So we'll go now into a bit of the future of the floor visualization, and this relates to us really, to Broadloom, and anything to do with visualization really, but we'll talk specifically about where we are. It's become the standard, and the world has been, is somewhat going to stay like it is now, and users will expect various tools to help them make the right choice. So one of the newer things coming out next year, and this is going to launch with FSU dealers, is what we're calling the dealer visualizer at the moment. It's our internal kind of name for it. So all your visualizable products will be in one place. We looked at the PDP earlier. This is going to be all the products in one place. And all the normal functions you'd expect here, being able to filter down and find the products that you've got. But they'll all be your products in one place, whether it be carpet, waterproof vinyl, LVT, tiles, hardwood. It's all going to be in one place, so one tab on your website. And additional for this is that we've added a favorites function. So you can collect the favorites as you're going through the session, come back and forwards. You can share your designs with friends and family. We've got some updated room scenes, and we've got relevant sample slashes as well, which take you straight to buying your samples. That's coming out early part of next year. Online to offline was talked about at FloorCon 20, and it was announced that a great user journey would be available. A product that connects the online experience to the face-to-face engagement with the dealer in store. Well, this is about to become a reality. From Q1 of 2022, which is next year, early next year, users will be able to browse online on your website, save the designs, save the photos they've uploaded, and this is stored in Dealer HQ. And they go into the store and retrieve this at the kiosk by use of an email and a code. So a key feature of online to offline is that the customer utilizes Dealer HQ, so you can see what's going on, save the designs. So you as the dealer can see what they're looking at. And this will make for a great installing experience. And even on the phone, I had a story where somebody wanted to talk to a dealer about options, and she couldn't explain over the phone. Picture speaks 1,000 words. If she could have saved what she had in Dealer HQ, as we see here, we can see that the pictures that she was working on would be in here with the products, and they could discuss it with the dealer and go through that. So that's another good thing about this. You can see what people are looking at, what they're saving. And this is the first stage of online to offline. There'd be a bit more going on. And you can come back. If someone uses the kiosk in store, they can come back out and use the website at home. So it's creating that loyalty, if you like, that engagement with your customer to keep them coming back again and again. And hot off the press, or the loom, is a bit more appropriate, is the rug visualizer. Some of you may have seen this. We've been demoing this at the show this week. Again, it's the sort of early version, phase 1, and we're looking for some feedback. But you can now add a rug to an uploaded photo or template room. You can move the rug around the room. You can rotate it. I think it's quite a neat feature. So, again, welcome some feedback on that, whether you guys would actually even use it and think how good it would be. A little tool for the kiosk as well is that we can now use the handheld scanner to scan sample QR codes, which immediately brings the product sample up on the kiosk. So rather than searching for it or wondering which one it is, you can just pick up the sample, scan it, and there it is on the screen. I think that's quite a neat feature. Many of you have seen the kiosk, but I thought it would be worthwhile just to run through what the kiosk is, and there's been some additions to the kiosk anyway, so it's worth talking about it. But the kiosk it's a dedicated commercial touchscreen. It's almost like a design centre tool, and we use it in the UK for engaging with the customer. And I think that's how it's done as well here, but it can be just used by the customer as well. It can be a self-service tool. It's FSU product specific. You can upload a photo, install direct from the customer's smartphone. But what the great thing about this is, and this goes back to that case study about the engagement with the customer in the store, this operates offline. So all the products are loaded, and it's super fast for that as well. And if you're in the middle of a conversation or consultation with a customer and the internet fails, that's the worst thing. That won't affect this. This runs offline. The only thing it will affect if you're uploading a photo and then updates, which we do overnight anyway. So that's a good feature about the kiosk. There's also marketing video available for this. So when it's dormant, it acts as a digital poster. The 27-inch is fully integrated into the FSU fixturing system as well. And we've got other sizes available. There's 43-inch and 50-inch screens. You've got the access again with the direct access with the handheld scanner, as I talked about earlier. It's just a great tool to engage with your customers. We see that all the time. Sit down. It's kind of unique in its way. It's not a browser. Things are going to pop up. You're not going to get distracted. It's all there in one place. It focuses the customer. Yeah, so just to summarize, we know that customers are more likely to purchase when using a visualizer. And I've heard plenty of conversations to confirm this. One the other day, I was one of our systems. You do get problems occasionally, and we pride ourselves on giving good service. Dealer phoned me up. He's in the UK. Oh, this lady's coming in. We need to get these photos uploaded, cut the floor. We need to get these floors in. So I said, send them to us. We've got a test system. We'll do that. So she sent the photos in. We cut the floor. We sent them back with the designs. She phones me up the next day, elated. They secured a £23,000 order for that. And that's a story I've heard because they had a little bit of a problem with the screen. There's plenty more stories like that I don't hear about that use the visualizer. So we know that people engage with visualizers. It does more often than not secure the deal. The ticket value is generally higher as well when using visualizers, we've noticed. So promote this in any way you can, using social media, sales calls, as I said earlier, on your email, advertisements. So I hope I've given you some extra knowledge about a visualizer and that you can see the benefits to your customers and your business. And so you have a visualizer tool that is relevant, uses the latest tech, is simple to use, and will keep your customers coming back for sure. Thank you. Any questions? Short and sweet. Any questions for anybody?
Is there a question?
Yeah.
From Matt. Will the visualizer soon be available to do wall tile visualization?
Wall tiles is something we're looking at, yes. So we're going to be looking at the wall colours initially. So people can even upload a photo and they change the wall colours in their room. So that's more appropriate as well, so that they can have a floor and see the colour of the walls. At the moment, we can just change the wall colours in template rooms. But yes, that's something that we're going to be looking at is splashbacks using the walls. Yeah, all part of next year's plan.
How is that colour going to be selected? Like Sherwin-Williams?
That's what we're looking at. Yeah, we're thinking to partner up with someone, Jim, something like that. Yeah, because at the moment we just our own colour palette that we put in there. But absolutely, that's been suggested from Sherwin-Williams to use theirs as well. So we can definitely do that. Yeah.
Are you going to use this with Oculus?
Sorry?
Are you going to use this with goggles?
VR. No, not at this point in time. Is that a good experience for people in store? Are people prepared to put on a VR? I don't. I've seen this before. People try this. A lot of people get disorientated. You've got to have a special setup in your environment to do this. And it's heavy, it's expensive. So maybe further down there's something else with some of the new technology that I'm not going to tell you about yet. Who knows? Good. Thank you for that question, though.
Sure, we got one more.
Yep.
When bugs arise, how does someone report it?
Sorry, say that again?
When bugs arise,
Yep.
bugs in the software, how does somebody report it?
How they report it? Well, I'd like to think we'd find that first, because we're continually checking. We've got our own systems that continue checking. They report, if it's online, I guess it would go through your account manager first. On the kiosk, yeah, that'd probably be reported directly to us in the UK office. But we have minimal bugs. We do get stuff like that. I think that we kind of spot them early, but yeah, if there needs to be a channel to report that, I would say it goes through the account managers. In both cases there, kiosk and online. Yeah. Anything else? Good to go? That's short and sweet then. Give me some time back there. Cool. Done? Cheers.